Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to 8.2.5 exploration videos. We are done with 8.2.6. You can check it out on the channel. So today we're going to do Siphoning Strength, Power Armor, Occult Equilibrium, and Armored Assault. The defenders are going to be Cosmic Ghost Rider, Vulture, Phoenix, Colossus, Heimdall, and a Green Goblin followed up with Cersei as the boss. Now for Siphoning Strength, each time a Mystic attacker will inflict a Power Drain, Power Burn or Steal on the defender, you can get the Indefinite Fury that will increase your damage by 35% and you can stack those 10 times. So you can have a 350% extra damage throughout the fight. Now the second node is going to be Power Armor, so when either of the champion, attacker or defender will gain a bar of power, the defender will gain an armor up. Now that translates with Armor Assault as well, because well the defender will have an armor up, they will be passively unblockable with extra 65% attack rating. And the defenders are going to be immune to armor break, so you cannot use your cosmic champions, it has to be your mystic ones. And the last one is Occult Equilibrium, so even if a mystic attacker gains regen effect, they will power drain the opponent, so that power drain will also help you with Siphoning Strength and getting those furies. So your champions like Black Widow Clairvoyant will work really well here. Now there are different counters you can use. I have divided the mystic champions into 3 different categories. First one is going to be Power Flood champions, for example your Doctor Strange, your Sorcerer Supreme, your Modo, your Symbiote Supreme, your Dragonmans. They are really good for champions that are tech, because they will start with armor up and they'll be unblockable from the beginning of the fight. Other champions that work are your Nullify, Stagger and Fate Seal, your regular mystic champions, and there's also few champions that have Mist mechanic that you can use to your advantage, like for example your Hood, Ebony Maw and Spidey Supreme. But the MVPs are going to be your Black Widow Clairvoyant and your Hood. They work really well on this path. For your suggested masteries, the usual parry, willpower. You can also use double edge and ouchie masteries if you want to, both will work. But the key one here is going to be Mystic Dispersion. I would say at least have 3x5 and use your regular boost. If you want to use Mystic 200% boost, that will also be very helpful. So in all, use Mystic champions with Mystic Dispersion 3.5 and the Furies will help you clear the paths faster. The boss island has Penny Parker and Kitty Pryde and Sersi. We're going to attempt Cersei because all the nodes are great for your Mystic champion, so it will be a good extension from the path to the boss, and we're going to take him out with long shots so later in the video. So that's all about the path guys, let's jump right into it. The first fight is going to be against a Cosmic Ghost Rider. Remember, as soon as you give him one hit, he's going to gain an armor up and that is going to make him unblockable. So you need a champion that can give you an opening to go attack him safely. My option is going to be a Hood. I'm going to activate my invisibility by dashing back, and then with 5 hit combos I will be able to push him to an SP1, and his SP1 is pretty easily evadable. So once I have that down, all I'm going to do, I'm going to keep throwing my SP2. I am using Mystic Dispersion 5x5, so it's easy for me to get those SP2s back to back. And once I have enough of those charges, I'm looking at around 25 charges, then I'm going to just use my heavy attack to kill him off. You can use other champions as well. For example, you can use a Black Widow Clairvoyant. She will be amazing with the buff immunity, but she will have to play through the first armor up as he will be unblockable. Another trick that I like is I bring in any Mystic champion with Stagger and Nullify, and I keep hitting the opponent in his block until he gets 1 bar of power. Then once he throws a special, gives me an opening and I go back in to attack him. Now on this path you're going to face 3 champions that will have an armor up from the beginning. So Vulture is there, Colossus is there, and I think there is another champion that gets another armor up. So the trouble with this fight is they're already unblockable. So my solution to this, I'm going to use a Juggernaut. You can use any champion with Stagger or Nullify. I'm going to keep hitting him in his block until he gets an SP1. If I can get like intercept, that is good, otherwise I'll keep hitting him in block. Once he has an SP1, his SP1 is easily evadable, so he's going to give me an opening and I'm going to go back in, throw my SP2, and at this point I have the fight under control. He can keep throwing that SP1s and I can keep going back in and just easy rotations. Even if he goes unblockable, it's okay. The SP1 gives me good openings, and I keep throwing my SP2 and I can bring him down. So any Mystic champions you use, if you don't have a good counter to the armor up, just hit that opponent in the block, let them get to an SP1 until you keep hitting in the block with the small power gain they get, and as soon as they throw a special one, you can go back in and attack them, and that is how the whole fight will go, and you can kill them off. It will be a little annoying, it's not going to be easy, but that is a very safe way to get this path done. Next defender is going to be a Phoenix. I'm going to use a Dr. Doom, that is a stagger based champion. You can also use a Tigra, you can also use a Rintra with the Fate Seal, they work too. I am just using parry and heavy and trying to get those staggers up, so whenever she gets an armor up or she gets any other furies, they are all nullified and I keep getting power. I build up to an SP3 like that, and then I can go into an SP3 rotation, and because it's a rank 5 Doom, he will make very short work of Phoenix, but this is another way to deal with this fight if you don't have the perfect counters. Now they have just activated the relic, so you can also use them to your advantage. You can throw SP3, and right after when you come back up with Doom's SP3, you can use you can chain the relics and get to another SP3 straight away, and you can kill off the opponent. So but this only works if the opponent does not have an armor up to begin with. Next up we are going to have a Colossus. Now he is going to start with 3 armors and it's going to be difficult to get an opening. So either you can do a good intercept or you can do what I'm doing. I'm just hitting him in his block, not taking any risk, and I'm pushing him to an SP1. Once I can push him to an SP1, his SP1 is super easy to evade. Right there, he gives me an opening with a heavy attack, thank you very much, and I go right in. I have an SP2 right away. My Mystic Dispersion is fielded, and now I've got the buff immunity on him. Fight is under control. So you can use some champions, for example like Sorcerer Supreme. She will work really well because she keeps gaining power, and you can use her armor break ability to against Colossus as well. You can also use somebody like Doctor Strange, so he can use the counter spell, that would work too. Or you can also use like a Hood or any champion that can give you an opening. The hard part is to get safe openings. Once you have the safe openings, all the defenders on this path have relatively easy specials to dex, so you can create a cycle of easy dexing. And because you are trying to heal yourselves, you're also power draining the opponent because of the node, and you're also gaining fury. So Mystic champions gains quite a few furies once they power burn, power steal from the opponent, and to an added advantage if you are trying to heal, that also power drains the opponent. So that's why you will notice Black Widow Clairvoyant already has 10 furies whenever I try to use my SP2 in the heal mode. Defender number 5 is going to be a Heimdall. Now if you are going to face a defender that does not have an armor up, Longshot is also a fun option. Firstly because he's a Mystic champion, secondly he is very bursty, so he works really well. and you can easily push the opponent to SP1s, and then you can go back in. So this is what I'm doing here. I just pushed Heimdall to an SP1, and once I got to an SP2, I just used that one, and the damage with the stagger is killing Heimdall off. Longshot is amazing for the Cersei boss, so that's why I brought him for the path, so he can take out a defender as well. The only thing with Heimdall is do not push him to an SP2, he can become very annoying. So just keep him to an SP1, which is very easily evadable, and you can just use your parries and heavies to not trigger auto block. And yep, you can kill him off. Plenty of different options. The staggers will take away all the buffs from him, so not really a difficult defender. Only thing is to keep him to an SP1 and you can melt him away. And the final defender before the boss is going to be a green goblin. I'm going to use Hood again. I think he is going to be my next rank 4. He is just plain amazing. Again, I've started off with the invisibility to get that opening, and then because of my medium attacks, I'm getting that stagger also activated, so I'm not worried about the SP1. I can easily block it, and because Hood also power steals a little bit, I'm getting those furies with Occult Equilibrium as well and Siphoning Strength. So all in all, it's going great. I am just gonna wait for him to attack in. Got an SP2. And here we go. I've got a Fate Seal now with the Hex. Now I don't have to worry about his armor ups, and I can just easily build up those charges, and then I can throw out the heavy attack to kill him. It might happen that he might go unblockable for a little while, but that's okay. With the right champions, it can be dealt with. As long as you have your staggers up, Green Goblin won't be much difficult. I would suggest you to push him to an SP2 always, because SP2 is much more easier to evade. The SP1 has quite a lot of beams and it can be very annoying to deal with. So that would be all the defender, guys. Remember, use your mystic champions, try to get easy openings, and if you want to use your 200% mystic boost, you can. If you don't have a 5x5 mystic dispersion, and you should be able to do that path. The furies from Siphoning Strength and Occult Equilibrium will help you out, and I'll see you at the boss fight. Now the boss fight is going to be against a Cersei. She is very similar to the nodes on the path. She also has Vigorous Assault with buffet over time and Hit Me I Dare You. So whenever she will gain a regen, she will go unblockable. Whereas on the path, the defenders went unblockable when they had an armor up. So pretty similar. And there is Mystic Ascendancy level 3. So your Mystic champions gain extra damage when you use them against Cersei. Now I am using a long shot, and he's amazing against her. All I'm trying to do, I'm gonna use a parry and build up to almost 2 bars of power. I'm not gonna use a heavy nearby, and once I get 2 bars of power, I'm gonna use a heavy. So even there is the glancing node up on her, that's a buff that I can remove with an SP2. And because I have 5x5 Mystic Dispersion, I get to an SP2 again, so I get up to 8 or 9 chitin charges, and then I'm going to throw my SP2 again. So any buff that is triggered, all of those are removed straight away with an SP2 Fate Seal, and she gets all of that incinerate damage. The long shot makes it super easy. You can use Mojo as well, you can use Wiccan as well. There are plenty of options you can use. You can even use a Modo here as well if you play it right. So I hope this helps you out, guys, and it helps you clear this path. I'll be back with the next one. And apart from that, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe the video and leave a comment down below. Bye.